Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today we're doing something really cool. We're actually demystifying how artificial intelligence learns. We're going to take a comprehensive tour of what I like to call the machine learning data factory. If you've ever found yourself wondering how raw, messy information transforms into, intelligent decision-making, well, you're absolutely in the right place. We're going to break down the nuts and bolts, the daily workflows, and really look at this incredible evolution from isolated algorithms all the way to today's collaborative AI agents.
Okay, so here's our visual map for the tour. First, the machine learning leap, then the workflow. After that, we'll hit supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. And finally, we'll wrap up with the multi-agent future. All right, let's dive right in.
Section 1. The Machine Learning Leap. This is the foundational shift that honestly makes all of modern AI possible.
So think about traditional programming, right? A programmer sits down and manually writes out thousands of strict if-then rules. Modern machine learning throws that completely out the window. It avoids explicit rules entirely. Instead, it relies on massive datasets to numerically optimize its own parameters. It literally finds its own patterns. We aren't giving the machine the rulebook anymore, we're just handing it the data and letting it figure out the rules for itself. It's a total game changer.
Now, you probably hear these buzzwords thrown around interchangeably all the time, right? But they're actually nested frameworks. Artificial intelligence is the broad umbrella. Machine learning is a subset of that, using statistical optimization. Then, deep learning goes even further down the rabbit hole with deeply nested, nonlinear neural networks to process messy, unstructured data like images. And at the very cutting edge, we have generative AI. This represents extreme compute dependency, using complex, multimodal attention matrices to synthesize completely novel, net new data. So they aren't competing terms at all. They literally build right on top of each other.
Moving on to Section 2, the machine learning workflow. Let's step onto the factory floor and see how these models are engineered day to day.
Our data assembly line basically runs on 4 essential steps. First up is preparation. This is where we clean up missing values and scale features so the model can actually process them uniformly. Second is training, where the algorithm iteratively learns. Third, and this is a big one, is evaluation. This is where we have to manage the famous bias-variance trade-off. Essentially, we test the model rigorously to make sure it strikes the perfect balance. We want to ensure it hasn't just memorized the training data, which would be high variance, but is still complex enough to capture the real-world patterns, which means low bias. And finally, deployment. This is where it goes live and we constantly monitor it to make sure its performance doesn't drift in the real world.
Section 3. Supervised Learning. This is easily one of the most widely deployed paradigms in the enterprise world today. In supervised learning, we literally feed the machine exact input and target pairs. We give it the data and we give it the correct answers up front. We're essentially acting as a supervisor, teaching it exactly how to mathematically map one to the other. It's learning by example, pure and simple.
Within this supervised paradigm, we're usually trying to do one of two things. We're either predicting a continuous number, which we call regression, like trying to estimate the future price of a residential house based on its square footage and zip code, or we're sorting data into discrete buckets. That's called classification. A great example there would be analyzing account behavior to flag a specific subscriber who's at a high risk of canceling or churning.
Let's head over to Section 4, unsupervised learning. This is a fascinating corner of the factory because here we actually don't have the answers up front.
Over here, the machine basically acts like a detective. Instead of being spoon-fed the correct outputs, the algorithm just digs through raw, completely unlabeled data on its own. Its whole goal is to find hidden clusters, group similar data points together, or even compress wildly complex feature spaces into something way more manageable. And it does all of this without any human telling it what to look for.
So, putting them side by side, the big difference really just boils down to one word: labels. Supervised learning absolutely relies on them to predict known outcomes. Unsupervised learning, on the other hand, operates completely without them to discover unknown structures.
But I want you to ask yourself something. How does a machine learn when the data isn't just a static CSV file or a database table? What if it's a totally dynamic environment that reacts in real time to every single choice the machine makes?
Well, that brings us to Section 5, reinforcement learning. This is the exact technology powering everything from chess-playing AI to autonomous self-driving cars.
This paradigm is all about learning through consequence. We aren't giving the machine labels, and we aren't giving it static data clusters. Instead, an AI agent takes actions within an environment. The environment then pushes back, giving it numerical rewards for a good decision or penalties for a bad one. It learns entirely by interacting.
What this creates is this really elegant, continuous loop of trial and error. The agent observes its current state, it takes an action, gets a reward, and then updates its internal policy so it can do better next time. It ties beautifully back to that core machine learning workflow we talked about earlier, right? The model is constantly optimizing itself based on fresh feedback.
Finally, Section 6, the multi-agent future. Let's step back and look at where all these foundational models and learning loops are actually taking us in the modern AI era.
The reality is, instead of relying on one massive, monolithic model to try and do absolutely everything, which can lead to nasty errors and hallucinations, we're now building specialized systems. Through frameworks like LangGraph, CrewAI, and AutoGen, we have multiple distinct agents collaborating to solve really complex problems reliably. They use protocols like the agent-to-agent or A2A protocol to seamlessly pass standardized messages across completely different platforms.
Just like a real physical factory floor has specialized human workers, our digital factory now has distinct roles. We've got planner agents mapping out the job, research agents pulling in the context, coding agents writing and executing logic in secure sandboxes, and reviewer agents ensuring quality control. And actually, these systems often feature a human in the loop. That means a real person can pause the execution, check the agent's state, and verify everything is accurate and formatted correctly before a critical task gets finalized.
It's honestly an unbelievable evolution, from simple statistical mapping to full-blown collaborative digital workforces. So I'll leave you with this final provocative thought to ponder. As we start deploying these collaborative multi-agent teams across our most critical everyday industries, what incredible new levels of automation and discovery are we going to unlock next? Thank you so much for joining me on this tour of the Machine Learning Factory. Keep learning and keep questioning the technology that's building our future.